Hi, my name's Victor, and here's my promise to you today. I'll show you how to automate your arduous tasks so Excel does the heavy lifting. Why am I doing this? It's because I love helping hardworking people like you to work more effectively. You'll eliminate endless repetitive tasks and create powerful automations to save time and lower stress. So let me start with a question. Are you feeling stuck and overwhelmed with using Excel in your job or business? I get it. You're putting in the hours, you're committed to doing your best, but those repetitive tasks are slowing you down, and the limits of your Excel knowledge are holding you back. You might be an intermediate or advanced Excel user, but you know deep down there's so much more you could do to make your work easier and more efficient. It's frustrating, isn't it? You may know that Excel can be automated, but you lack the proper guidance and resources to get started. Just picture the frustration of those countless hours you spend manually importing data, generating reports, trying to export your Excel results into applications like Word and PowerPoint over and over and over again. It can all feel like a never-ending battle, am I right? You have the pressure of deadlines. You have the struggle of keeping up with your workload. You have the weight of trying to meet your manager's or client's expectations. That pressure can be exhausting. It can leave you feeling stressed and inadequate despite your best efforts. Or maybe you see your colleagues effortlessly breezing through tasks. They could be using advanced Excel techniques to automate processes and produce high-quality results quickly, and that can leave you feeling left out and falling behind. Am I right? Or it could be that you've already tried to automate Excel, you know you can work more efficiently and effectively, but it's been so hard to find the right tools and the right knowledge. You're already busy enough with daily work, and it's hard to make any progress with Excel automation by yourself. You see, without the right training and help, you'll keep feeling stuck and miss out on this chance to grow your career or business. It can be really frustrating. You know you can do better and feel happier at work, but it all seems out of reach. But let me tell you, it doesn't have to be this way. You can break free from this cycle and unlock Excel automation with my help. Keep watching because I want to show you how to transform your skills and boost your efficiency to take control of your workload. Are you ready to find out how? Let's dive in. First, I want to make it clear that the Excel automation approach I'm sharing with you works for all sorts of industries: accounting, manufacturing, finance, logistics, retail, construction, government, healthcare, and more. If you use Excel to do any kind of repetitive work or complex analysis or reporting, this approach works for you. How do I know this? Because I've taught people in all these industries. I've shown them how to automate their repetitive tasks or complex workflows using macros and VBA. Here's a chart showing survey results from recent students. These are people in accounting, manufacturing, finance, logistics, retail, construction, government, healthcare, banking, and more. And they perform roles that involve data analysis, reporting, data visualization, data entry, forecasting, budgeting, strategic analysis, financial modeling, managing operations, and more. And so I know this works from experience. In fact, thousands of others have used this approach to automate their work, and I'd like to help you become one of them. Let me give you 2 examples of what you can build once you've mastered Excel macros and VBA. The first example is an automated table of contents. In Excel, you can use the list of worksheet tabs along the bottom to navigate. This is fine if you have, say, up to 10 tabs. The more tabs you have, the harder it gets to navigate this way. Now, you could right-click on the navigation arrows to bring up a list of sheets to navigate, but you can't customize that list. And other users of your spreadsheet won't be able to see that list all the time. they'll only be able to bring it up if they know they need to right-click on the navigation arrows. Instead of using that view, you could create a special table of contents like this. Each of the sheet names is listed in order from top to bottom, from left to right, and you can change the format and layout of this sheet to suit your needs. For example, you can make it blue, green, purple, yellow, red, or any color you want. And each of these links is clickable. So not only that, once you navigate to a worksheet, you can go straight back to the table of contents using the blue back button. This solution was built using Excel VBA. You can copy it to any workbook you want, and it works as soon as you open the workbook. It's a useful tool that makes navigating your workbooks much easier. The second example is this infographic. Let's say you have an infographic chart that you really like. It brings together many different elements to create a modern, dark-themed look. It's the kind of graphic that's popular with dashboard creators and business analysts. There are background shapes, rounded corners, transparent text boxes, different colored fonts, different sized fonts, and a specially formatted chart that has no axes, no grid lines, and no chart legend. And yes, this looks very different from the default Excel settings for shapes and charts. When I tried to make this infographic manually, it took me 10 minutes to get a decent first version, and I spent another 5 minutes fine-tuning the positions and sizes. Imagine doing this with every style of infographic that you want to use. It takes a long time. It's a very manual process that holds back your creativity. But with Excel VBA, it's possible to automate it. When I click this button to run my macro, I can generate the same infographic in a second. I can even generate multiple copies of the same infographic, all placed where I want them, and all done at the click of a button. Using macros like this, you could generate a library of chart styles, buttons, menus, and infographics. Then you could speed up the process of making your own Excel dashboard reports. And that's just a taste of the power of Excel VBA. But how do you learn macros in VBA so you can build automations like these for yourself? How do you go from zero to hero? Not just copy and paste code that you find online, but actually understand what you're doing so you can put together automations by yourself and customize them to suit your needs. Let me take you through a case study showing how I helped my student Kenneth do just that. Before he enrolled in my training program, Kenneth was overwhelmed. He worked as a pricing and performance analyst at an energy company, and he felt overwhelmed because his role had him doing many repetitive tasks. In particular, he was compiling and distributing monthly pricing reports to over 250 customers. This was time-consuming and prone to errors due to its manual nature. Even though Kenneth was good at Excel and dashboard creation, he was intimidated by VBA. He saw it as a complex and unfamiliar language, and he had no experience of coding. But he knew I could save him time and help him to achieve more. When Kenneth started my training program, he was very excited. From the start, he loved the course. Now let me share his transformation in his own words. I love the course. I have familiarized myself with the VBA code editor, some of the top 40 code samples, etc. I have understood the keys for me to get the best out of the course, like focused learning, diffuse learning, practice of the assignments, and to avoid the illusion of competence. Yesterday, the 25th of February 2024, I was able to complete all the modules for the VBA course at around 1 a.m. in the morning. I'd like to honestly thank you. I could never have learned this in our country. I'm so happy Minda recommended us to your course. I can't thank you enough. You can't believe I can now interpret most of the code I had previously downloaded from the internet. I have received my completion certificates. I am so full of joy. I have now added this to my resume. What should I say? Thank you. I now understand how you specify parameters, the with construct, loops, manipulating tables, arrays, etc. I have learned so much you can't believe, and I have purposed to rework through every module again, one at a time, to master the knowledge. I even told Minda how happy I was. Dear Victor, can you believe this? I'm currently working through all the projects after my second reading of the VBA course. But for project 1, closing all open workbooks and saving them before, can you imagine? I have typed a VBA code by myself and it works. Dear Victor, I have finalized project 2. This is the code I managed to come up with. It's slightly different, but I see it works. You can test it. I have attached for you to see. I'm so happy. It's beginning to pay off. I'm a member of Moth, and by this time, I had been a member for more than 4 years. Minda recommended this course to improve my knowledge. I have found it very rewarding to me. After going through the VBA course, I can now interpret the code I downloaded from Google. What amazes me is that I can now interpret the code, yet I ain't even an expert per se. I can write some simple code, at least, so this is rewarding to me. And this final email sums it up perfectly. You're doing a great job, Victor. VBA seemed like a strange language to me for many years. Minda had taught me all these amazing, wonderful dashboard skills in Excel, but my VBA was lacking. But now you have made it easy for me to understand. And now when I combine it with what Moth has taught me, it's a whole new level of knowledge for me. I cannot imagine I'm able to write VBA code and the computer executes it without an error alert. I feel my career trajectory is about to change with these skills. You're making me more competitive in the employment market. I can't explain this completely, but thank you. And you can read more examples of feedback from my students on the page below. But first, I hope you're asking yourself a couple of important questions. Specifically, what's inside this training program? And how do you know this will work for you? Let me explain. When I learned Excel VBA, it pushed my career forward. I've worked in a Big 4 audit firm in London, 2 tech companies based in Cambridge, and in the private equity industry in Singapore. I built tools to automate tasks like creating invoices in Excel. I automated the transfer of Excel data into Word documents and into PowerPoint presentations, and now I publish YouTube videos that are watched by thousands every month. But getting to be good at VBA took me well over a decade, and the reason? I didn't know the right path or have the right person guiding me. So I've taken my experience with learning VBA and broken it down into simple steps. There are 3 fundamental steps you need to follow to learn Excel VBA, and they're built right into my training program, which I call Excel Macros and VBA School. Step 1. Learn how the Excel object model works, so you can make Excel do the things you want to do. What is the Excel object model and why is it so important? The object model is how you interact with Excel. This includes dealing with data, working with worksheets, and configuring charts. You need to get comfortable with the concept of the Excel object model and learn how to use it. Without it, you're just copying and pasting code without understanding. But once you get it, you can write your own code and easily adapt what you find online. And this is where we're going to spend a good portion of VBA School, getting you the solid foundation you need. Step 2. After getting to know the Excel object model, you need to know how to control program flow. This means knowing the building blocks that make up useful code. This includes how to loop through repeated tasks, how to create decision branches, and how to get user input. In VBA School, you'll learn how to write simple programs using the comment outline method. You start with green comment lines to create an outline with a logical structure that you fill in with VBA code. This means you don't get overwhelmed, and you can build and test each part to make sure it works. You'll be writing working automations very soon. Step 3. Once you make short pieces of code work, we start building more complex applications. We'll do it step by step. Build each block, ensure it works, then move on. This way, you aren't overwhelmed by too much going on at once, and you can build bigger working applications that achieve your goals and save you time. So, what does my training program look like for total beginners, and what's in store for those who have tried using Excel macros and VBA before, but find it confusing? If you've never written VBA code before, here's what you can expect. 1. Learn from scratch. You'll start with the basics and quickly move to writing your own VBA code. No prior experience is required. I'll guide you step by step to ensure you understand each concept thoroughly. 2. Understand the fundamentals. You'll gain a deep understanding of how VBA works. By the end of the course, you'll be able to read and comprehend code, whether it's your own code or code that you come across in books and online resources. 3. Access to help resources. You'll learn where to find help when you encounter challenges. I'll introduce you to a variety of resources that can assist you in troubleshooting and overcoming hurdles. 4. Begin creating applications. You'll start building your own applications with a solid foundation in VBA. Even as a beginner, you'll have the skills to create functional and practical programs in Excel. And if you've already tried using macros or writing VBA code but find it confusing and difficult, VBA School is here to help you achieve clarity and proficiency. 1. Master code writing. You'll move beyond copying and pasting code. I'll teach you to write your own VBA code confidently and from scratch, tailored to your specific needs. 2. Gain deep code understanding. I'll help you understand the code you write and the code you encounter from other sources. You'll learn to read and make sense of complex VBA code, turning confusion into clarity. 3. Effective problem-solving techniques. You'll discover the best resources for getting unstuck. Whether it's forums, documentation, or peer support, you'll know where to go for help when you need it. And 4. Develop your own applications. You'll gain the ability to create your own VBA applications. With a deeper understanding of how VBA works, you'll be able to start and complete your own projects with confidence. By the end of this course, whether you're a total beginner or someone who's already tried using macros and VBA before, you'll be able to fully create functioning Excel automations. And you'll be able to apply this knowledge to examples found in your day-to-day work. Connecting the dots between learning theory and producing outcomes makes all the difference. It will save you time, it will save you frustration, and you'll gain the ability to create amazing Excel tools. I know from experience it's not easy if you don't have a programming background, so I've made sure that in this course you don't have to. When you sign up, you get lifetime access to over 10 hours of video training, downloadable project files, activities, quizzes, and a certificate of completion. Plus, you get my personal support to help you overcome challenges that you meet along the way. Join VBA School today and empower yourself to create solutions and solve problems like a pro. Click on the button below to enroll. It's time to start working smarter, not harder. If you're ready to take your automation skills to the next level and truly unlock the power of Excel, this course is for you. So what do you say? Ready to dive in? Sign up today and get immediate lifetime access to over 10 hours of high-quality video training, downloadable project files, course quizzes, and homework exercises, and one-on-one instructor support, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. As long as you're prepared to put in the work, you'll see the results. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, please do get in touch. You can contact me by clicking on the contact link on this page, or clicking on the chat icon in the bottom right hand corner of this page. I look forward to welcoming you into the program. All you have to do is click on the button below to go to the enrollment page. You'll find a form to fill out. Just follow the instructions and I'll see you inside.